Following the events of the previous episode, we get a filler episode focused on Daniel Jackson and a Babylonian fish guy.
What? Hey, I don't know! I don't know!
Following these events, a team of archaeologists find a previously undiscovered chamber within a Mayan temple mount. They find a sarcophagus and they're stunned when Egyptian hieroglyphs are found on it. They open it and from within, a mysterious woman emerges, portrayed by Sue Brown. However, she just kills them all after they fail to tell her where Ra is. The sarcophagus is sent to Daniel Jackson after he was tracked down by the Mexican government, and they discuss these events in the SGC. That's when an intruder is captured at the entrance of Cheyenne Mountain, a woman wanting to see the Stargate. General Hammond, Colonel O'Neill, and Dr. Jackson go to interrogate her, and she introduces herself as their goddess Hathor. Hathor in ancient Egypt was the goddess of women, fertility, and love. She was the daughter, wife, and perhaps even the mother of Ra, though she's more famously known to be the wife of Horus. Her name literally means estate of Horus or house of Horus or something along those lines. Anyway, Jackson suggests to unbind her hands because he finds her treatment to be a little rough, which is when she does something with his hand. Hathor says that she has been drawn to the SGC because the gate is here, and she wants it because her daddy, husbando, and son, used it to achieve domination over the System Lords. Hathor wants to kiss the general's hand to greet him with proper respect, which he refuses. Daniel, however, convinces him to let her work her magic. She does her stuff, and after the general and the colonel leave the room, the Goa'uld shows herself and commands the archaeologist to tell her everything. I suppose it depends on who you would ask in this case, but this doesn't look good. Back in the briefing, Jackson tells the others that she is a Goa'uld and that she was imprisoned in the sarcophagus for over 2,000 years. The doctor tells them that she is a good Goa'uld because she fought against Ra once, as it was written in the Book of the Dead. The general buys into it a little bit too quickly, despite most protesting against the choice of bringing Hathor. Hathor arrives and George wraps himself around her finger as he orders Jack to bring her water. I don't need to mention what happens next, do I? Tia confronts her and she does her stick again, but it doesn't seem to work. Next up in the talent show is Captain Carter, and she valiantly protests anything that's going on, so General Hammond shuts her down. In a last-ditch attempt, she tries to ask for the colonel's help, but that ain't happening. Considering that she's been asleep for more than 2 centuries, she's one hell of a hard worker as she continues to increase her influence in the SGC. Hathor convinces Hammond to leave her completely unguarded, after which she makes Daniel promise her his dying loyalty. Samantha still keeps trying to talk to O'Neill, but it's obvious he doesn't listen. Meanwhile, a snakehead takes a look at the Stargate, and Jackson finds out that she's not just a Goa'uld. She's an actual queen, and she can give birth to theoretically unlimited amounts of symbiotes. Daniel is being told that in order to give birth to more Goa'uld, she needs the information of life. Dr. Jackson catches on pretty quickly and tries to instinctively stop her. First off, a good reaction, but she uses her breath on him again and forces him to entertain her anyway. Captain Carter, joined up by Dr. Fraser, finds a student exempt on the internet who theorizes that all the sex goddesses of old mythology were in fact only Hathor, and that in legend she has the power to seduce any males. The two decide to do something about it and plan her assassination. While Samantha and Janet, alongside a few other females, gear up, Tiak meets up with them and joins their team. When searching through the SGC, they investigate her cabins and find Daniel completely broken on Hathor's bed. Hey, at the very least, no Colonel O'Neill isn't alone when it comes to being raped. Jeez. That was a bit too dark, I'm sorry. The Fem team plus Tia continue to move through the SGC and find Hathor in the bathrooms. Unlike the movies most of you are probably used to, Sam tries to actually kill her. But the men of the SGC use themselves as body shields, forcing the captain to let herself be captured. In the holding cell, Janet Fraser figures out the way to get out and also kill Hathor by using the Goa'ul's own weapons against her, much to Sam's dislike. Meanwhile, O'Neill tries to figure out a few things as he's beginning to break through the mental loop and confronts Hathor. But she just turns him into a Jafar and effectively destroys his immune system. Like, what's your problem, woman?
You know, using seduction wasn't in any of the AF training manuals I've ever read.
What, you think the Pentagon anticipated a 4,000-year-old alien walking onto a base and drugging all the men to make them...
Libidinous?
Yeah,
I suppose they do train us to take advantage of the enemy's weakness.
exactly.
All right, let's do it.
There are 5 women in here, very alone.
They escape the prison but are cornered by Hammond, which is when the captain knocks him the hell out. After bailing Tiag out, they move to kill Hathor once again. SG and a half find her as she attempts to implant a symbiote into O'Neill, but she's too important for this shit and leaves. Carter and Tia get him out of the breeding tank before a snake can invade his intestines. The team brings O'Neill to the gate room where the sarcophagus is still being stored? Okay. The device takes too long to work though and the team is attacked. The goddess suddenly arrives and gives the order to stand down as she doesn't want to harm her new First Prime. Said First Prime and also the Colonel wakes up with his original biology, but Hathor isn't loyal and she tries to kill him by blowing up the sarcophagus. Immediately heading back into action, Jack moves out to kill another Goa'uld.
We can with tranquilizer guns.
Yeah, I thought of that, sir, but there weren't any in the armory.
This is the military, Captain. We always have more than we need. There's a supply in Lockup C.
It'd be nice if someone told me that.
Your tax dollar at work.
O'Neill and Carter attack, but Jack doesn't seem capable of shooting her. So Samantha kicks and literally burns her ass alongside her breeding tank. However, suddenly the alarm sounds. The gate has been activated, and SG-1 rushes to investigate. They open the blast doors and see Hathor, having survived the burn, escaping through the Stargate. Dr. Jackson and the other men snap out of Hathor's spell, returning the SGC back to its normal state. The episode ends as General Hammond tells Captain Carter that she and Dr. Fraser are to receive accommodation medals for taking the initiative and doing what needed to be done. And that was the 13th episode of the first season of Stargate SG-1. I like the episode a lot. It has a quick but not rushed pacing. It has a good plot, a lot of additional lore, and every character is forced into unusual situations. With that in mind, I may see you next time with another episode of Stargate SG-1. Until then, have a good one.